I don't know, there's something about sitting on the floor that kind of makes me feel a little grounded. So this is kind of like the other video. Today I am going to talk to you about my fitness journey, if you will, my road to getting lean. It's been about 5 months now that I've been on a cut. And I talked to you about this during my Living Alone Chronicles. I just want to share with you my experience and what worked for me. Again, this is my experience. I lost about 14 pounds of fat, which is wild. Thankfully, I was able to retain most of my muscle mass. I'm going to show you some pictures when I first started. Now, I do want to say there is nothing wrong with how I looked or how my body was when I first started this. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. I felt good. I just wanted to do this for me to challenge myself, and I am really into transformation and fitness, and I just think it's super fascinating what the body can do, you know, science, and this doesn't make me better or whatnot. I'm just sharing my experience. The reason why I started working with a coach and why I wanted to get cut is because I learned that I was doing my bulking incorrectly. I essentially was consuming a bit too much, calories and not doing enough cardio. And as you saw in the pictures, I was getting a little bit of a dad bod, which there's nothing wrong with that. I was gaining muscle, but there was a layer of fat that I wasn't burning. So I was gaining the muscle with a layer of fat on top. Ooh, I got a sale. So the goal for us, for my coach and I, was for me to get lean, to get very lean and go through this cutting phase. And then when I reached that goal, I was going to start reverse dieting, which basically what reverse dieting means is a lot of competitors do this, is they spend months going through a cut and then they start slowly implementing calories week by week and maybe decreasing their cardio so that you can start gaining and firing up your metabolism, therefore gaining muscle while staying lean. You know, you see these guys that are super ripped and have a lot of muscle with very little fat. My coach was like, all right, you're gonna go through basically 5 to 6 months of a cut and it's gonna take some time. He calculated my numbers and I was gonna start eating less or consuming less than what I was burning so that I can burn fat while retaining muscle. So I started eating a lower calorie, like a deficit, while still keeping my protein high so that I wouldn't lose muscle mass. And then once I got to my leanest that I could be, which is right now, he is gonna have me on a reverse dieting, which I just started. So this is kind of the beginning of the reverse dieting phase. So I was eating about 1900 calories, a lot of whole foods like, rice, chicken, a lot of veggies for the fiber and the micronutrients, sweet potatoes, steak, salmon, avocado. So I wasn't deprived of food, but I had to, if I was going out to eat, I was like, I can't have that. So I was very strict because I'm like, number one, I'm paying for this. And number two, I really want to make this happen because when I put my mind to something, I get very tunnel vision and I'm like, I have to do this. And I don't know, it makes me feel good in a way. I guess I like torture, but it's not torturous. I'm just kidding. On top of the calorie deficit, I started working out 5 times a week, weight training. So I had chest day one day, and then I had back and biceps, and then I had leg day, and then I had shoulders and triceps, and then I had another back day with an emphasis on biceps. And of course, doing abs during that, and 4 days of cardio for 20 minutes. And then eventually throughout the weeks, he added 5 more minutes of cardio each day. So I was doing 4 days a week, 25 minutes of cardio. And then during the last phase of this, I was doing 5 days a week, 30-minute cardio, because the more leaner you get, the harder it is to lose that last bit of fat. I don't really like running, but this turned me into a runner. I actually really enjoy running now, and it did get tiring though. Some days I was not feeling it, but I was like, you know what? I had to keep reminding myself. I had to channel my future self, if that made sense. I'm like, all right, if you want to be in the best shape of your life, you have to do things in this moment that your future self will do. So I was thinking to myself, if I want to be in the best shape of my life, like that athletic me would not skip this gym day. Like it's that little internal mind switch that really propels you forward and allowed me to push through those hard days. And man, it like really builds confidence when you really push through, because at the end of the day, a lot of this is just mind. Like your mind plays tricks on you, and motivation can be hard sometimes. And the way I look at motivation when it comes to these kind of things, or actually in any area of life, is like, because I do get questions asked like, how do you stay motivated? And my answer is, I want it that bad. You know, you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want this? For example, you go to work, right? You clock into work every single day or however many days you work that week. A lot of the times you probably don't want to clock in, but you do. You show up to work, and that's the same mentality you have to have when showing up to the gym or whatever activity you're doing. Like, show up to that just as you would for work, because this is showing up for yourself. Sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. Most of the time I do enjoy it. I do enjoy that exertion. I do enjoy pushing myself like 75% of the time. But there are days where I am sluggish, I'm tired, I'm not feeling like it, but I push myself because I'm like, no. And obviously there's a difference with listening to your body. Like, if your body really feels like it's not well, like if you're sick, don't push yourself, but you know what I mean. So I was on a managed caloric deficit. I was having a free meal each week because there's a whole scientific thing about that. You know, when you're on a caloric deficit, your body can get used to that, and then it thinks it's in survival mode, so it starts storing some fat. Therefore, when you start doing a free meal or a refeed once a week when you're on a deficit, your body reacts to that influx of the high carb and high calorie that it's like, oh shit. So it ramps up and it actually ends up helping you lose more fat. And I'm also taking supplements, which I talked about all of the supplements in one of my vlogs. I'll have it linked below, or I'll card it up here. And I also was very mindful of my sleep and stress levels. But my sleep was one of the things that drastically changed throughout this cut. You know, I was someone that slept at around 1 a.m. each night, or like sometimes even 2 in the morning. I'd sleep about 6 hours. Now I am in bed by like 10:30, and around 11 p.m. for the most part, I'm dozing off. And now I wake up at 7 a.m. just naturally. So that is definitely something that changed with all of this, just getting my sleep right, my stress levels correct. And that leads me to now, which is 5.5 months later. I am at my leaner phase. My coach wanted me to do even more, but I'm like, I feel comfortable where I'm at now. Even though during this cut, it was hard to gain a bunch of mass because lower energy, lower calorie. You can see that the body composition, I may look a little bigger now, but I'm actually leaner. It's just the body composition. It's kind of crazy to see. And these pictures that I'm showing you are all check-ins that I have to send my coach each week. And now that we are here, we are implementing like 100 calories little by little and decreasing my cardio. So now I'm back to doing cardio 4 times a week for 20 minutes. And I am eating way more carbs, and I'm going to continue doing that slowly, just adding calories to work up my metabolism. As I said, it's all scientific, and with reverse dieting, you know, a lot of people do this, competitors, and I'm not a competitor, this is just for lifestyle, but a lot of competitors, when they go on a cut, a lot of them tend to gain a bunch of weight after the cut because they just start eating everything once again, and that's why it has to be like a managed reverse diet. But you'd be surprised how much I eat, like how much of the right foods I eat. I will definitely make another video a few months from now to show you my progress of this reverse diet. It's just cool. I think the biggest lesson I've learned through all of this is that you'd be surprised at how much you can accomplish if you really set your mind to it and you believe in yourself. Again, I just want to end the video by saying that, you know, I'm not doing this for anyone else but me. Again, this is what has worked for me, and I will do a follow-up video again months from now to see where I'm at. And with that being said, if you have any questions that I might have missed in this video, because I don't have any notes for this, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. I will answer. And yeah, that being said, I will see you in the next video. Adios. When the morning